Yu-Gi-Oh! Is nostalgic for many reasons. Whether you loved the show as a kid or played the card game, or both, Yu-Gi-Oh! As a franchise has touched the hearts of many. In this series, Absolutal, my roommate, and TheOmegaCondor, myself, are going to put together competitive decks using sealed product and progressing each week in anticipation for the return of large-scale Yu-Gi-Oh! Events, such as YCS and beyond. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Rivals. Here we are again.
We're back. Woo!
About to devastate some duelists up in this place. Again, our ring light comes back with a vengeance. This looks like the poster for the ring right now. Anyway, we got Duel Devastator today. But before we open this, we just wanted to showcase our new bling for our decks. We've been using Ultra Pro Clear. One very gracious commenter pointed out that it looked like we weren't using sleeves, which don't worry, we are using sleeves. They're just really bad sleeves.
Don't be fooled.
Yeah, so we got some Ultra Pro Dragon Protector sleeves, not sponsored. And then I also went ahead and splurged for myself. I got one of these nifty Kaiba Corp deck boxes.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
I think I really like this design. I like the translucentness of it. I like the deck separator. It looks like it would be like a key card or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that we got new bling. Spice up the look of the duels for you. Who wants to look at just plain old Yu-Gi-Oh cards all the time?
I mean, I like to, but I'm like one in a million.
Without further ado, let's get right into it. We got Bakura peeking back here for us, making sure we get the monster pulls, even though this set is, predetermined. So we both have one of these to open. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna dig right in here. I'm using a fork because I don't want to hurt myself.
Another good thing about these is that we have more storage for our cards and stuff like that. But
absolutely. Absolutal, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah. Duel Devastator.
Let's see what this baby looks like. I've never seen one of these before.
I've seen one in my time. So.
Okay.
All right. So here we've got the piece of cardboard, and we've got the deck separator, like the sections to separate stuff. All right, we've got our sealed pack of field centers, and we've got our brick of Duel Devastator. So let's go ahead and see what we got with the field centers. I actually really liked the field centers that came out in this. I thought they were pretty stylish. Go Spell, My, Joey, Yugi. Cool.
Oh, Joey. That's cool.
Joey Wheeler.
Hey, forget about it.
My monsters, Yug. My monsters. They're my nifty field centers. You're probably going to get a different set because they were randomized.
Yeah.
It's the only thing random about this set.
We'll trade that Joey one.
Oh, do you want to trade the Joey one? We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Oh, it's here. It's on the front. Why would you put it on the front of the card? That's like the worst place to put these things.
I don't know.
But one of these scratch your cards.
One of these we got from Amazon, and the other one we got from a card shop.
Yeah, a local card shop. Support your local card shops.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff. We won't plug them because we're not sponsored by them.
Yeah, we'd like to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Duel Devastator. We've got Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Amazing. Just like, I'm just gonna flip through these because so we got the lollies, the lolly brigade. Absolutal doesn't like lollies. Which is fine. I don't like lollies that way. I just, the
degenerates.
Anyway, got the red blossoms from Underroot, and we've got Allied Justice Catastor, Brian Act Dragon, Ice Barrier, Metaphys Horus, Black Rose Dragon,
yeah, that's a good card.
Clearwing Fast Dragon, Stardust Spark Dragon. I'm gonna be working Starlight Archfiend in my deck.
Wish you luck.
Also Trishula, I'm gonna be working that in. Vermilion Dragon Mech, another good card. Abyss Dweller, some great rank 4s up in here.
Yeah, probably gonna be using a lot.
I've got some good Link monsters to choose from too. It looks like, yeah. I like me a Lanfarinkus. I like me a Topologic Bomber Dragon, and I like me a Xariuja Skull Dread. DD Crow, excellent hand trap. Effect Veiler, great. What even is this? Who knows what gate blocker even is? Denko Sekka, Inspector Border, another pretty. If you're playing anti-meta, then it's great. Like Grand Maju Stun utilizes this card beautifully. Spell Canceller, Artifact Lancia, Vanity's Fiend, Majesty's Fiend, Dinosaurs or Pankatops. You're going to need this card for sure. Gamma Seal, Sea Turtle Kaiju, Mind Control. Also just like great side deck cards as well as stuff to go in like the main deck. Called the Grave, sadly limited to one for the current format. Typhoon, Forbidden, Apocrypha, yes, absolutely. Dimensional Barrier, yeah, not as good now that Link monsters exist, but you know, Lost Wind, good. Heavy Storm Duster, good. Royal Decree, Anti-Spell Fragrance, there can only be one.
Yeah.
But let me take that back. There can only be one. Jeez, I can't speak today. Wiretap, I don't know why they reprinted Wiretap in here, but whatever. Solemn Strike, Red Reboot. It's a rarity bump for the Red Reboot that I'm running in my deck. Or I actually guess I took it out, but in my side deck I'll have Red Reboot for sure.
Yeah, I guess we'll
Anyway.
run our side decks for this.
So that's our brick of Duel Devastator. We both have one of these. I'll let Absolutal showcase the super special field centers that he got, and we made trade field centers. Not much to trade out of this set since we're both getting the exact same thing.
Right.
But we got a comment from a very kind commenter saying they really liked the trading aspect between us, and the way we want to format this is we don't want to trade with anyone else, only with each other, so it remains within our sealed only card pool.
Sealed rivals. There's something about throwing them across the
Across
field.
the table, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so.
Ooh, okay, maybe I'll.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe I'll trade you.
Screw that.
No, I'll trade Joey for Pegasus.
No. Pegasus is my favorite Duel Monsters character, so you're out of luck, buddy. Sorry.
He's so eccentric in camp.
Yeah. Gross. Gross. And Yugi.
Yugi and Kaiba, I'm pretty sure, are the most common ones.
Yeah, I'm happy with this. It's Pegasus. Come on, man.
Alrighty, we're gonna showcase our deck changes in just a second. We'll get right into it. My monsters, spells, and traps. For the monster lineup, we have 3 copies of Rocket Tracer. Goes without saying, double Silver Rocket and double Magna Rocket, double Auto Rocket. We have 1 copy of Rocket Synchron that goes for more level 8 synchro plays with Absolouter or Noctivision Dragon. And then we have Metal Rocket Dragon to round up the rocket list. So that's the list of rockets I will be using today. And then next up, for our Dark Dragon support, Absolouter at 3. I put the 3rd one back in because I realized last episode that I only had 2, and when I drew into Dragon Shrine while we were deep in grind game, I didn't have any more Absolouters to send. So I went ahead and cut Speed Burst Dragon because it was kind of useless to me. I was only using it really as a tech to counter his trap card that did damage to me when I drew, but I wasn't seeing it, often enough. Next up, we have double Noctivision Dragon. Goes without saying, another free body on board when a Dark Dragon is special summoned to your field. And then rounding off our generic Dark Dragon support, we have Galactic Spiral Dragon. Next up, for our Cybers support lineup, we have triple Parallel Exceed. I went ahead and cut Cybers White Hat, Sad Face. The biggest problem was synergy with the Cybers stuff. So this is just basically to get me into my rank 4 plays, which we will see in just a moment. But to round off my monster lineup, we have 2 hand traps, 1 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. One of the most impactful hand traps of the game, and also Effect Veiler, because we don't have access to impermanence, and this is literally the next best thing. I don't think anything else really beats this when you're comparing impermanence and Effect Veiler. They pretty much do the same thing, So look at them shiny. Look at that shiny boy. Anyway, so that rounds up the monster lineup. And on to the spells, we have triple quick launch as always. Triple quick launch because it gets you to your Tracer, or if you already have Tracer in hand, you summon Tracer, that's your normal summon, and you use quick launch Chain Tracer, It's just really, really good stuff. And I opted to only play 1 Squib Draw now. I kept seeing multiple of it in opening hands. It's just not a card now. Now that there are more than just pure rockets in my deck now, it's less useful, really. So I decided to tech it or to run it at 1, just so I can have a little bit of draw power, but it's not a dead draw if I get it late game, And then next up we have Boot Sector Launch and that rounds out our rocket spell support. Moving further, we have Polymerization and Super Polymerization. I went ahead and cut 1 poly and I cut Rapid Trigger in favor of Super Polymerization, because if we're talking about quick play fusion spells, Super Poly just kind of has it all, So that's what we're running in terms of getting our Borload Furious out. We have double Dragon Shrine, and that gets your Absolouter. Your Absolouter gets literally any rocket monster from your deck to your hand after it hits grave. So then for our staple spell cards, we have Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Mind Control, and Cosmic Cyclone. So Monster Reborn and Dark Hole really goes without saying. Monster Reborn is another free body. It's a keep going extender, you know. Dark Hole, I don't really care. My deck doesn't really care about Dark Hole because all of the Rockets float that I have. And then Mind Control, if I want to steal Absolutal's monster and use it for a link summon, and then Cosmic Cyclone to get rid of his pesky Lost World. So yeah, that rounds out the spell lineup. And finally, moving on to trap lineup for the main deck, we have 1 Imperial Order, 1 Torrential Tribute, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Lost Wind, and 1 Solemn Strike. So I cut the Mirror Forces because, you know, I had a better card pool to choose from, and while I am still worried that the Mirror Forces might come up, like I might have been able to use them if I had them, I think I should be focused on more aggressive plays because playing defensively against Dinosaurs usually doesn't result in the best outcome. And now, moving on to the extra deck. We have, for our Link 1s, we have 1 Striker Dragon, 1 Link Karibo. So these two, you know, he you know, slaps tokens on my board like there's no tomorrow, and they're all level 1. I have I have a few level 1s in my main deck that I can use for Link Karibo if I'm not getting tokens. Striker Dragon goes without saying. This card is always needed in Rocket Dragon Link. Next up, we have for our Link 2s, we have our Quad Boral Dragon, our Lanforinkus, and Underclock Taker. 2 amazing generic Link 2 cards. Amazing. I love these cards so much. Quad Boral Dragon has gotten me out of several pinches in practice, and it's all just good stuff. I'm really excited to be using these cards now and having actual options when I need to work my way up in Link Climb. I only have 1 Link 3 now, Berserker of Tenyi. I opted for this over Triple Burst because Triple Burst can't be summoned with tokens. Berserker of Tenyi can. So if I have a Link monster on my board and I also have a token, if I want to get rid of the token because Lost World is going to stop me from targeting my monsters, then I can just link it away with this into the Unchained Abomination. Next, for our Link 4s, we have quite a few. We have Borreload Dragon, Topologic Zero Boros, the 2 Big Daddy Link 4 you know, monsters we've been using that have been carrying us to this point. And then we also have Topologic Bomber Dragon and Saryuja Skulldread coming in complements of Duel Devastator. And then we have Unchained Abomination, our biggest daddy Link 4 that I think has put in the most work out of all the Link 4s so far that I have. And that rounds out my Link 4 lineup. And then on to more things. We have 1 Abyss Dweller and 1 Tornado Dragon, complements of Duel Devastator. And yeah, you know, these are really good generic staple rank 4s, I think. If you're not running them in, you know, a deck that can run them, you know, what are you doing? Next up, we have the Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Until we open the next tin of Lost Memories and until I can pull a Borreload Savage, this will be in its place for now. So it's super pretty. I really like this card. It's such a good card, you know. I love it. And then finally, we have our 1 fusion, 1 Borreload Furious Dragon. I cut it down to 1 because we're only running 2 fusion options now. And, you know, it's whatever, you know. I'm not going to be going into this. This isn't my win condition really anymore, so I don't really have to worry about using it that often. And finally, today, we have something new, a new segment from each of us. We actually have side decks to show you today. So we have, for my side deck, 1 Anis Rocket Dragon, 1 DD Crow. This is just for the extra rocket body if I need it. You know, if I feel like I don't have enough rockets game 1 and I need to add another to the main deck, I can. And then we have Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. So these are pretty much interchangeable with the hand traps I already have in the deck, as well as Artifact Lancia, Inspector Border, Denko Sekka, Gamma CL, Dino-Rexer Pankratops, Red Reboot, and then Heavy Storm Duster for the traps, as well as Typhoon, Dimensional Barrier, and Anti-Spell Fragrance. And then finally we have our Lone Called by the Grave. All of the side deck is pretty much self-explanatory, I think. It's all just good stuff in case it's all basically just like if I want to change up my style of play for game 2 or game 3, you know. So that's my deck profile. That's all I got for you guys today. Moving on to Absolutal in just a moment.
All right, hi everybody, it's my turn. Okay, so we got the main deck right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you those cards. All right, so obviously 3 copies of Conductor. How could I not? This is one of my best monsters pretty much in the deck. I'm just gonna do it like this. That'll probably be easier, huh? Of course, little Petite Pteranodon. Gotta have 3 of these. Baby Cerosaurus, also still running 3 of these. Maybe next episode I'll change the number of babies, but I don't know. I'm pretty particular with them. So I got 3 soul eaters. Yep. 3 Misk. We're still running 2 Megalo Smashers just because if I run 3, I draw into them a lot. And when I draw into 3 of them, they usually they're no match for all of his extra deck monsters, basically. So I'm running them at 2. Still 2 for Infinity. We still got our Dino Wrestler tuner. Still, unfortunately, our only tuner in this main deck. Pangoratops. Yeah, that's how you say it. All right, yeah, I'm just glad that I have another dinosaur monster besides, you know, the ones that I've been having. Got Rescue Rabbit. This thing, I gave it a lot of crap beforehand, but this thing has really helped me out with a lot of extra deck summons when I'm in a pinch. So we got Orochi. We're still keeping him. And we have a Fantastical Dragon. And that's pretty much it. That's 24 monsters, I believe. I cut the other Gizmac monster just because it's really, really situational. Most of the time, he doesn't have more than 2 Link monsters on his field. So I figured, why would I have this card? So we're going on to spells. Of course, we're running our Terraforming. And our 3 copies of Lost World because OmegaCondor doesn't like Lost World. We got 3 Fossil Digs, very important for searching. We still got our Mystical Space and 2 Twin Twisters. We got our Swords of Concealing Light. Still keeping Pot of Extravagance. Again, this is another thing. I mostly have an empty hand, so this thing really comes in handy. And I'm working with the graveyard a lot, so a Monster Reborn. And that's pretty much it for spells. I didn't change anything in the spells. In terms, oh, actually that's not true. There's one thing that I changed in the spells, but okay. So traps, Mirror Force, and 2 Quakings. We still got Call of the Haunted. This is a good protection card. I like keeping this card. We're putting in a Solemn Strike just so I can sneak up on him, hopefully, and get one of his Link monsters out of there because they scare me. And Draw Discharge. How could I part with this card? This card's so good. He's
literally won you a game.
I mean, he's always drawing cards, and I know it's not very frequent that I get the card, and even if I do, there's a lot of moments where I can't really use it, but I don't know. It really catches him off guard when it does. All right, so finally we made some big extra deck changes thanks to Duel Devastator. So we're gonna start with our synchros. We have the Bryonic Dragon of the Ice Barrier. I chose this one because it's a level 6, and a lot of my cards are level 4 or 2, and I just really like its effect. I can just send a lot of his cards back. He's got a lot of cards on the board usually. Stardust Spark Dragon. Again, it's a level 8. It might take some setup to get Stardust on the field, especially since I have 1 tuner. So I tried to keep all my synchro monsters down to a minimum. And of course we have our Dino Wrestler because I have been able to summon this thing once or twice and its effect is pretty good. So that's it for our synchros. In terms of XCs, we have a crap ton of XCs because it really favors XCs monsters. So we still have Time Thief, really good card. We have Castel. I'm really excited to use this card because I've seen it used a lot. Number 101, that'd be pretty good if I could get one of his Link monsters, you know, if I could detach the material and steal one of his Link monsters. Tornado Dragon, Spells and Traps. Firewall Exceed Dragon, this is another one that has saved my life, off screen of course, but Drill Driver, this one's kind of an unorthodox pick, but I really like its effect, especially when it gets sent to the graveyard, because maybe possibly I could summon an Infinity, and then that could put the game. But we'll see. Finally, we have our Link monsters. We have Skull Dread. We're still keeping Pentastag. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. We're keeping the Dino Wrestler just because I now have 2 Dino Wrestler cards. But I don't really know if I'm going to use them per se, but we'll see. We're still keeping Masters of Tenyi. We got the Deco Talker. Ooh. Link Spider in that rare situation that I have 2 Megalo Smashers and I can't, summon them and stuff. Okay, let me pick up my side deck off the floor. I kind of did this last minute. So yeah, I couldn't remember the name of the card, but here it is, Spiritual Entanglement. This was just a card that I had put in the side deck because most of the time when I banish his monster, yes, it does come back in the end phase. It's really situational, so Silent Graveyard, I'm going ahead and adding this. I don't know, it's a really interesting card. Mind Control, Cosmic Cyclone, Called by the Grave. This is going to be really important. He wants to activate any of his rockets, We have Typhoon. This one's a pretty interesting one. I hear that he has a lot more traps and stuff like that. Added a Lost Wind. And I put a Deco Talker in here just because, I don't know, I was kind of trying to speed things along. And an anti-spell Fragrance. This was really close to going into my main deck, but I just decided against it because there are moments where I just want to get rid of his cards on the field immediately. And that's pretty much it.
Stay tuned because the duel is coming up right now. Here we go. Game 1. High roll.
Yeah, always.
Don't let me forget to start the timer.
Don't forget to start the timer.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it up.
Damn,
dude. 12s all day, every day. Damn.
Oh.
So close. All right.
That's going to make for some comments.
Yu-Gi-Oh players, you have 45 minutes. Your time begins now.
I go first. I start off with Terraforming. I slap Lost World down, and I summon Ovi, and I make scrambled eggs out of the token I summoned to get my Megalo Smasher from the graveyard. And I Xyz summon Time Thief Redoer.
I start with Tracer, and I use Cosmic Cyclone on Lost World, and I chain Tracer to special summon Silver Rocket. Noctivision comes down after that. And special summon Noctivision Dragon. Link summon with Tracer. And then I Squib Draw on Silver Rocket to draw 2. I link into Underclock, and I special summon Parallel Exceed and use Underclock to weaken Redoer. And then I link into Unchained Abomination. On Rocket Tracer.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and activate Time Thief's effect.
He uses the Redoer effect to protect it, but he's taken some damage this turn. And I will enter my battle phase. Attack for 3,000. And then I'm going to attack for 1,900. End phase, Silver summons Magna.
So he Solemn Strikes my Redoer when I try to rip a card off of his top deck. So I set a monster card down, and he wipes my board with Abomination.
Rocket Tracer on itself. Auto Rocket Dragon. Unchained Abomination will target your back row. And then in the end phase, Unchained Abomination will destroy that.
Okay. Luckily, I'm able to summon another OV with my little baby boy, and I add Conductor to my hand.
This turn is game. Special summon Parallel X. Use Quad Boral's ability. Rocket Tracer. And Silver Rocket. Unchained Abomination's effect goes off. I'll top your Overraptor. Synchro Summon. Starlight. Red Dragon Arch. Attack for 3,000 and attack for 3,000. Game 2, Duelist.
Yeah.
Game 2. I start the game with Metal Rocket, and I use Squib Draw. End phase, Metal Rocket summons Tracer. Noctivision summons itself. Weak Sauce. Pass.
I start the turn with Fossil Dig for my Ovi. I special summon my Dino Wrestler Tuner monster, and I normal summon Ovi, and he Ash Blossoms my Ovi.
Just because you're too good for lollies doesn't mean I'm too good for lollies.
I hate that weed. Alright, hang on a second. Alright, so that's it. I hate lollies! So, you know what I do? I Monster Reborn the Ash. I link into Decode, and then the Conductor pulls into the station. I'm not messing around anymore, so I'm gonna disinfect that board and pass.
Mind Control comes down, so we can't flip my monsters. I normal summon Silver Rocket, and then I link into Striker Dragon, and then I link into Underclock using his Conductor. Then Boot Sector Launch comes down to bring back a Rocket monster, and I link Climb into Borreload. Borreload, attack your Pankratops, and take control of it. And then I'm going to use Borreload's Quick Effect and lower this by 500. I'm going to attack with Dinosaurs or Pankratops, and you take Elementary.
Set, pass, you know.
Oh god, please, not like this. What is happening?
Conductor really likes me. We'll come in the battle phase. Can't believe I'm about to do this. All right, we'll get rid of those two.
Doesn't matter. He takes the game. Whiffed. Game 3. Dragon Trine into Abserator. Grab Tracer. Set 2. Pass.
Put down Pot of Extravagance. So I special summon the one that I can't even pronounce. I normal summon Ovi, and I add Conductor to my hand, and I put down Twin Twister. He chains with Cosmic Cyclone, so he can chain Tracer. Synchro summon into Brianak, and then I summon Conductor. Swing, set, and pass.
Not a ton I can do, to be honest. Not entirely sure I have an out, and time is almost up. I'll link summon Quad Boral. And because I did that, I can special summon Parallel Exceed.
So he can't deal enough damage, so I guess I win.
That's time. Wow. Okay, well, I mean, I still have lower life points, so you win.
Yeah.
GG.
Good game.
Time rules really, really suck.
I hate time rules with a burning passion. I will rant about this to the end of the day, but I won't do that right now.
Yeah, maybe a separate video. We just got to deal with it. It's part of the game, and if we want to make this as close to the meta experience as possible for when we have to prep for actual events, this is what we have to deal with.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And another thing that I learned in this game is that whenever I go first, my first turn pretty much really counts, and I can't rely on Time Thief Redoer to do all the work for me, because he can get off the board now pretty easily because of all the cards that we've now acquired.
I have answers for Redoer. I have answers for most of the Xyz monsters, I think. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment letting us know how you liked it or what we can do to improve. And
please give me suggestions, please.
Please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. Catch us on Wednesdays and or Thursdays. It's a tentative schedule right now.
Yep.
Late Wednesdays, early Thursdays for our videos, and we really appreciate the support in any way we can get it from you guys. Also, check out our Patreon link in the description. We're poor and we need money, and we understand these are difficult times for everyone. If you would give our Patreon a look, it would help us to put out this content more and more. So, yeah.
All right, stay safe out there.
Catch you later.